So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so the Bears are heading into their first preseason game on Saturday against the Chiefs. And yeah, Bears football is back. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this new team looks. So in this video, I'm just going to give y'all my quick little prediction on how I think the game will go. I'm going to give y'all some updates on like practice and training camp, and talk about the Roquan Smith situation a little. So without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're talking the Bears. Now, it's been a while since I did a Bears video. I think the last video I did was the Khalil Mack video, when they traded him. But we're finally ready for Bears season. They're going into their first preseason game. I'm just going to give y'all some quick headers on what I think, what I want to see from the Bears heading into the season overall and heading into this first preseason game. So let's get started. Obviously, the biggest question of them all, the big question, the big apple, is how does Justin Fields look from year 1 to year 2? Now, obviously, Justin Fields, is the young star of this team, the guy that we're banking all our hopes on, that he can finally be that franchise quarterback the Bears have been looking for so long. And from everything I hear, I heard he's been doing well in training camp and practice. I heard he's made strides above where he was last year at this point in time. His footwork's better, his release is better, he has better timing. His work ethic has always been insane, but he's just gotten more motivated to be better. And it shows. I've seen the highlights. Some of the throws he's been making has been unbelievable. He has had some gaps here and there, I'll be honest, but the pros by far outweigh the cons. And all I want to see from him going into this first preseason game is improvement. I'm pretty sure he won't play more than a quarter or two, and they're gonna want to save him because he is the future of this Bears team. And he's improved so much from last year, going into a new system under Matt Eberflus and under offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. They're shaping the offense around him. We're probably gonna see more rollouts, more play action. Trying to use Justin's legs a little bit more instead of just making him stand back there in the pocket and take a beating. So that's all I want to see from Justin Fields. That's pretty much really all I want to see from this preseason game is how does Justin Fields look and how does this offense look as a whole, going from a completely new going to a completely new system. Obviously, we have questions at wide receiver. Of course, Darnell Mooney is our best wide receiver, but other than that, we don't really have a star wide receiver or anybody to really, as far as the media will tell you, as anybody who can complement Darnell Mooney. But that's just not true. Byron Pringle was, he's a very talented receiver, bigger receiver, more physical, very good route running. He said he wants to be a Pro Bowler this year, and he wants to get yards after catch. So I want to see how he looks. He honestly, from what the training camp, threads say on Twitter, when he did practice, before he got hurt, he was just stellar, especially with his yards after catch, and he's really made a connection with Justin Fields. Equimemius St. Brown was stashed on that Packers roster for years. I always did like Equimemius. I thought he had a lot of talent that just was untapped in Green Bay because he played with so many talented guys in Green Bay. But now he's on the Bears, and I heard he's been making very big strides in practice. Bigger receiver, can go up and get it. Pretty good speed for a guy his size, and is just a very versatile receiver. The common theme with these receivers, especially with the Bears, you got guys like Velus Jones, who was also very versatile and very fast. And before he got hurt, his speed was just the game changer. But the common theme with these Bears receivers right now is, although they may not have the star power, they definitely have the versatility. Darnell Mooney is versatile. Byron Pringle is versatile. Equimemius St. Brown is versatile. Velus Jones is versatile. N'Keal Harry, before he got hurt, was versatile. Dante Pettis is versatile. Daz Newsome is versatile. All these receivers that the Bears have are very versatile. They can play in different positions. And what I mean by that is you can scheme them to do different things. Like Velus Jones, he can be like a Deebo Samuel type. I'm not saying he is Deebo Samuel. I'm just saying he can be that type. So honestly, I think the receivers have had a good training camp from what I hear. Sometimes they might have their bad days, but other than that, they've really made a connection. They have more chemistry than the group did last year with Justin Fields. Offensive line, obviously the biggest surprise is that Tevin Jenkins and Larry Borom will probably be starting on the bench for the preseason game, as Braxton Jones and Riley Reif will both be the starting tackles for the Chicago Bears. The Bears' offensive line was another question coming into this year, and I kind of feel like they addressed that a little bit more this year. Of course, Ryan Poles, obviously one of his best draft picks, Braxton Jones, has already made a starting lineup for preseason. They went out and got Michael Schofield, went out and got veteran tackle Riley Reif, went out and got Lucas Patrick. So I think the Bears kind of improved the offensive line. Again, it is kind of concerning to see both Borom and Jenkins as backups for the preseason. But who am I to argue with the coaches? Obviously, Braxton Jones has had a wonderful camp. He's been practicing with the ones, and he's really made that unit pretty strong. But we'll see going into this preseason game. That I want to see how the offensive line looks too. Basically the offense. I just want to see how the offense looks. I want to see if they look more comfortable and they can actually move the ball better than they did last year. I'll keep defense quick. Obviously, Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon are our best two defensive rookies. They've had good camps. I kind of prefer Brisker, over Gordon right now because he's just so talented. But Gordon, if he does play on Saturday, because I know he is kind of banged up, I'm excited to see him play. He's just another Jalen Johnson. So I just want to see how he looks as well. Jaquan Brisker, I kind of have a feeling he's gonna light up this year, and I'll even go as far as to say he might be a potential defensive rookie of the year candidate. You don't really get that that situation where you have two guys that could possibly be defensive rookie of the year. So the secondary has been improved tremendously. Obviously, Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson, Jaquan Brisker, Kyler Gordon, Thomas Graham Jr. Much better secondary than we had last year. Anything is an obvious upgrade from Kendall Vildor and Duke Shelley. But I kind of feel like the Bears answered questions with that secondary. Pass rushing, of course, you have Travis Gibson. And one name that's been thrown out. Sorry, I'm still recovering from being sick, so if my voice cracks a little bit, just be mindful of that. One name that has been very, very talked about has been Dominique Robinson, the guy that played receiver in college. I forget which team he came from. I think was a Southern. I don't know. I forgot. But Dominique Robinson has been one of the Bears' surprising picks as well. He's really picked up on the defensive side of the ball. He's just a sponge soaking up information, incredibly fast, and can really get to the quarterback. For a guy that made a position change, it's just surprising to see that he is making so many big strides in this defensive scheme. So honestly, the defense should be just about the same, if not better than last year. All we want to see is improvement and more cohesiveness in that unit. They're younger, they have more talent, so I just want to see how they look on Saturday. Of course, they won't be playing full speed, and not all the guys will be playing, so we'll see. But obviously the biggest news of yesterday was Roquan Smith requesting a trade. I'm not concerned about that in the least. I mean, I am, but I'm not at the same time. Roquan Smith is trying to negotiate for more money, in which he should, and he wants to get paid, and which he should because he's one of the better linebackers in the league. Honestly, Roquan Smith will be paid. I think he will be on this team come week 1. It's just reassuring to have a GM in Ryan Poles that addresses the issue immediately after it came out. They're doing everything they can to get Roquan his money. And you can do nothing but respect that. And I'm pretty sure Ryan Poles understands that guys like Roquan Smith do not grow on trees. And you need young, talented players to win in this league. And I just think Roquan Smith is too valuable to let go. So they'll get something done. I'm not too worried about the trade rumors or the trade requests. Honestly, I don't think teams will be willing to take that big of a risk on a guy that might leave after because he only has 1 year left on his deal, who might be a 1-year rental. So I honestly think the Bears will just pay him. They have all the cap space to do so. Pay the man, give the man his money, get ready for week 1. Ultimately, I don't really care who wins this preseason game. I just want to see how both sides of the ball look, and how will they fare, how comfortable the offense looks going with a new system, new scheme, and everything. How the defense looks in a new scheme. How much more comfortable they look from last year. That's ultimately all that matters in these preseason games, is who will make the roster, how comfortable the offense and defense looks, and even special teams for that matter, how comfortable your team looks and what you can improve on going into the regular season. But if I had to pick a winner, I think the Bears will win this game. So, thank you guys for watching. There will be more Bears videos coming in the future as the season will start to ramp up. Quick note, this will be Matt Nagy's revenge game as he has returned to the Chiefs. So that will be fun. That will be a nice little thing to look out for. Of course, as always, I will be tweeting live during the game, just giving y'all some updates during the game on Saturday. So be looking out for that. So make sure you follow me on social media. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these Bears videos. I'm sorry I couldn't go more in depth with some of the players on the team, but best believe when the season starts, we'll start getting more in depth with these breakdowns. But thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.